Welcome to Possibilities. Hello and welcome to Possibilities. My name is Ave Aiki. I am an amputee. Possibilities is a program where we showcase talents of persons with disabilities. It's also a program where friends and families of persons with disabilities come to share the stories of their loved ones. And with me in the studio today, I have Miss Florence Marcus. Miss Florence is a lawyer, she's passionate about helping people, especially the less privileged in the society. She is a child of God and above all, a disability advocate. Welcome, Miss Florence.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so Miss Florence, if you are asked to define yourself, who will you tell me you are?
Oh, my name is Florence Marcus, as you have rightly said. I am a child of God. I'm a Christian, and I'm also a lawyer.
Okay.
I see beyond the disability.
Okay.
I have all the abilities, except that I don't have a leg, one leg,
Okay.
and that is not actually a challenge. So it shouldn't even appear in my profile.
Okay, I'd say. Okay, so Miss Florence, what is the story behind your amputation?
I was involved in an accident when I was 5 years old.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, I was 5 years old when I was traveling with my elder sister and her son, and we got involved in an accident. Unfortunately, after a week after the accident, infection set in and my leg had to be amputated.
Wow, that must be a very painful and sad incident for you, for the family. So, since then, how has growing up been like?
Yeah, growing up was not quite fun. Although it was interesting, I should give that to my family at least.
Okay.
And, you know, people think that children with disability or children that have challenges, you know, because of the attitude of children towards challenges, people think it's turn to overlook them. But no, growing up, I had my own personal challenges, which although we are not very visible because I did not really express them. I grew up in a rural area. I grew up in my village, and education-wise, it was okay to an extent.
Okay.
But my family was just there for me, and I think that is what kept me going, growing up, having my family around.
Okay.
And being supportive.
It's very, very important. Okay, so how about your education, going to school, the interaction with people, your schoolmates, friends? What was it like?
Okay, I had my amputation before I actually enrolled in school. It was shortly before, when my parents were planning to enroll me in school, that the accident happened. So I started school as an amputee. But I was fortunate to have a father who is an educationist, and even my mom. So my father started homeschooling me before I even enrolled in school. So I wouldn't say my amputation affected my school at all, because at least at the appropriate age, I was already in secondary school. So primary school was fun. You know, but children will always tease you, and when you cannot do what other children can do, you know, it can really affect you. And secondary school, I went to a boarding school from JS1 to SS3.
Wow.
Yes, I did. I did went to boarding school, but because I mentioned earlier that my family was so supportive, I was being prepared for the challenges ahead. So before I went to secondary school, I could do my chores, I could carry my bucket of water and run with my crutches, and so it was okay. And academically, I wouldn't say I was that bad. No, I was not a bad student. I was not an average student. So that also helped me.
Wow. So how about the neighbors around? where you grew up?
Yes, I was still talking about education. You know, sometimes even when your family believe in you, there are people around that will not believe you. Exactly. Because unfortunately, people look at the outward appearance, not knowing that you don't need the leg to even go to school. We have people who don't even have the legs and the hands, and they are doing well. All you need is your head. And because my head was there, I could cope with other students. But there were people who never believed in me. Exactly. I have instances. I wanted to do IJMB. That was after secondary school. Yes. And you know, someone was like, why are you going to waste your time doing IJMB? Go and do NCE so that when you finish, you become a teacher. That guy never believed. He was a cousin. He never believed I could amount to anything. So, you know, in as much as your family believe in you, the society will always, exactly. Because especially people that don't feel what you are feeling cannot really appreciate what you are going through.
Exactly. So, so far in life, can you see your challenge being a barrier to achieving whatever you want to achieve?
No, my challenges can never be a barrier. They are obstacles, but those obstacles are supposed to, you know, God has helped me to surmount all those obstacles as they come along the line. That was why after secondary school, I did not just sit at home. I still went to school, and I went to the university and graduated and went to the law school. And it may interest you to know that it is not just like I said, it is not with the head. I was able to cope with my mates. I was able to graduate with my mates despite the challenges. So I don't see them as, yes, they are necessary. Everyone faces challenges. The challenges I'm confronted with is just that they are a little above what an average person will go through. Okay. But I have all the grace and all it takes to surmount those challenges.
So any special reason in your choosing career?
Yes, there is a special reason. I have a passion for law. I have a passion for people. I have a passion for social justice. Okay. My plan initially was not to be a lawyer.
Okay.
Yes. And it still comes back to the issue of challenges. I wanted to be a doctor.
Wow.
But you know, in secondary school, I wanted to go to the science school, but a science class. Yeah. But someone said something, and although it's in Hausa, but I think I should say it, because it is an opportunity for others to see and to know that even when they say these things at you, you shouldn't allow them affect you. So, Anna Chindanko at the sukaza. You know, the chicken doesn't have teeth. So you're like, oh, so even chicken want to chew gum. I was like, it means I don't belong there. I was still in my shell. Yes, so I decided to just go down to the art class. But I was not fully satisfied there because I knew, and I went there against my father's wishes. And even when I
went to the arts,
yes, I went through against my father's wishes. My father believed I could be whatever I want to be. He believed I could achieve anything. So when he realized that there was nothing he could do because it was already late, then coming down after writing JAM, I applied for other courses. But my dad looked at me and said, don't you think you'll make a good lawyer? I went back to the room, and you know, then they were using pencil to fill the JAM form. I went back and erased everything. I bought my direct entry and the JAM, and I put law. So that was how I now went into law, and to the glory of God, I have no regrets.
Wow, that statement you made about that guy making in Hausa, that statement is really, it's still happening. Such things are still going on, and they are really affecting challenged persons. Okay, so any form of discrimination you went through, you faced, that you can still remember and you want to share with us?
Oh, in school?
It can be in school or anywhere.
I've faced a lot of discrimination.
We want to hear.
A lot. But you know, there are some that you face, there are some that are done by people who you feel, yes, this person doesn't even know anything, you can just let go. But there are some that, okay, like a professor of sociology looking at you and calling you a cripple, like Gurugu, you know, someone that is supposed to understand your psyche, someone that is supposed to understand how you feel. I've heard that. I have heard a situation. Oh, my university was, I think I owe this to my classmates in the university. I went to ABU.
Okay.
My classmates were just so awesome. I don't think I faced any. They were so supportive. And that really helped me. But going to law school, I faced my very first discrimination in law school was when someone that was supposed to be my roommate, when she heard that the other lady in the room is a person with disability, she said, I can't live with that kind of person. Wow. And she went to the porters and asked for a change. That was even before I resumed school. Wow. But when I resumed, unfortunately for her, we spent one night together. And after seeing me, after having interactions with me, she went back to the porters and said, no, please don't change my room. I want to stay with that girl. But it was already too late. And I believe that all through my stay in the law school, that lady was seeing me and she was still feeling guilty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was also somewhere where I was supposed to work, and I was posted to the legal department. But the person that was the head there said, no, how can I take this kind of person? I can't work with this kind of person, just because I'm an amputee. So I never even had the opportunity to work in the legal department. And that thing affected my life, and it's the major discrimination I think I ever faced. Because all this while I thought going to school would have been the best for me.
Exactly.
I felt if you go to school, you overcome all the challenges.
Exactly.
But unfortunately, here we are in a system. We went to the same school with everyone. You did everything that everyone is doing, and someone would just say no because of this.
Yes. It's terrible. I can imagine. It's really, really terrible.
So that is just a list of the challenges. I talk of people that will see you walk and they'll be shivering. People that will see your leg and they are like scary. And sometimes you ask yourself, am I that awful? Am I that monstrous that I scare people?
I can feel you, because I get to hear people ask me questions like, when you walk, does it pain you? How do you feel? I say, I'll be like dumbfounded looking at them like this. Men, this accident is not something of just yesterday. Wounds heals. So why ask if I walk, does it pain or does it? Okay, viewers out there, we'll be right back after this short break. Thank you. Welcome back, and our guest still remains Miss Florence Marcus. So, what are the major contributions you are doing towards the disability community?
Let me start by saying I am not one of the persons that, growing up, I didn't really benefit from the community as such. I never had friends with disability. I never knew people with disability. So I suffered in my own corner. No one to speak with, no mentor at least that you could relate with. And that was really a challenge for me. But when I started, venturing out, seeing what is happening in other countries and other communities, yes, we have the Joint National Association of Persons with Disability, we have a lot of NGOs and all that. But I feel that I don't really fit into their programs and their planning as an amputee. And I think likewise for my fellow amputees. And because of that, I felt we could start something, something that will affect us in our peculiar situations as amputees. In other countries, they have the amputee coalitions. They do a lot of things. I took a cue from what is happening in America, in Australia, and some other countries. And with a couple of friends, we conceived the vision to start an amputee coalition of Nigeria.
Wow, that's a big one.
An amputee coalition of Nigeria is a support group for amputees, where we sit together, we talk, we know our peculiar challenges, how can we help ourselves? how can we, overcome these challenges we are facing? How can we encourage ourselves? And that is helping up. When we hear that someone just had an amputation, we go wherever you are. If we have your contact, when we have if we are able to reach you, we reach out to you, tell you our own story, because I believe that my experience as an amputee should not be wasted. My experience should be able to spur another person, to rise from the condition that he has found himself in. Amputation is not the end of the world.
Exactly.
And by the time you see Florence smiling and happy, and she finished telling you her story, you don't have an excuse to wallow in your own pain and self-pity and all that. No, that is what we do.
Okay.
We have a lot of plans. It's not, though I'm the visionary, but I have a lot of people we are working with to see how we can help amputees.
Okay, so
it's more of a support group.
Okay. So far, how far have you people gone?
Okay, yes, in 2017 December, to mark the International Day for Persons with Disability, we had the first ever amputee conference in Abuja. Okay. It was supported by the Women Rasco Foundation. We had a lot of amputees, that came. Yeah. And all of them are still asking for more of the conference. Okay. And we are already extending it to other places. I think next month we'll be in Taraba also. So we have other people that are calling up. And not just that, we do hospital visits, we do home visits. Okay. There are support visits to encourage persons affected by amputation. We go talk with them. We do social gatherings. Okay. Where we talk, where we gist, and do things that we cannot. In fact, a friend of mine, we are working together on this, organize a swimming program for amputees. I never knew I could swim, actually. But when I saw the water and I saw other amputees swimming, I just delved into the water and I saw it too. So it was a good experience. Wow. Those are the things we want to do. We want to have dance classes, dance, do exercises, and just love ourselves.
Exactly. Okay, so you and I know that there are some parents out there who feel so ashamed of their challenged children, of their challenged relations. What message do you have for such parents and relations? How
I wish they could take a cue from my dad. I think everybody in my family is proud of me. Yeah. Since when I was a child, everybody in my family love me, and they can present me. If they're invited to go to the United Nations, they will gladly showcase me. In fact, without my prosthetics, I said, this is my sister. They are proud of me. Be proud of them. They can do beyond your imaginations. Just give them the floor. Just allow them do something. Encourage them. Encourage them. They are persons with potentials. There is something people don't even understand. Do you know that when this leg is off, this leg has a double grace to carry this and to carry your body? When someone is blind, other senses, sense organs become so strong that they complement the eye. Yeah. When someone is deaf, you see these people are just spatial people. When they say spatial, it's not derogatory. Spatial is spatial indeed. Jesus loves us, and our family must also love us. The society must love us. Just give a person with disability the ground, and you'll see they'll make exploit.
Wow. While in the course of our discussion, you made mention of discriminations you have faced, and most of this discrimination comes from the society. So what message do you have for the society?
The society should stop posing itself as a barrier for persons with disability. Forget my use of the word persons with disability. I can use anything because I'm affected. Exactly. But if you call me any kind of name that I don't want, I will tell you, no, that is not the right terminology for me. Yeah, but I think persons living with disability is accepted. You know, the society should stop seeing us as a liability, as people that need welfare. No, what we need is inclusion. What we need is encouragement. We don't need pity. Yes, you can empathize with us, but you shouldn't pity us. When children are running and someone with disability is there, encourage them. They can run. I told you I could run with my crutches, and if I have a good prosthetic, I'll be able to run too. So there is nothing one cannot do. It's just that the person living with disability may need something, you know, to augment, you know, to just cushion the effect of that disability. If the person is at least physically challenged and cannot access this building, what the society needs to do is create a ramp, create another platform through which the person can easily access that building without being, you know, without being stigmatized. And you know, there are some things that they will do to you in the name of help, and they'll end up embarrassing you.
Exactly.
So show us love, encourage us if you can. This disability is not contagious. So if you see us, you smile at us, it's an encouragement to us. Stop looking at us as non-entities, as people that, no, we have the same potential, and you are also a potentially person with disability. Once you are living on this earth. I was not born with one leg. Even if I was born with one leg, you know, it doesn't mean that God does not love me. So you, as a person, you feel you are normal. Tomorrow, you don't know what will happen. We have bad roads. In fact, the whole situation of the country is itself a challenge that can affect you, a dangerous that can affect you tomorrow. So you don't know who you will be tomorrow. You don't know, even that your wife that you are loving, she's the most beautiful girl. You don't know what will happen to her, your husband, your children. So when you love us, you are loving yourself. Exactly. When you create an atmosphere for us to thrive and to succeed, you are doing it for yourself.
Exactly. You are right. So when it comes to persons with disability, you and I also know that sometimes, aside from the challenges that are out there for us, we are also a limitation to ourselves. What do you have to tell us about that?
Yeah. You know, sometimes the society has already boxed us in a corner. And if you cannot push out of that corner and make an advance, then you are in trouble. There is no impossibility. I think the title, this program is Possibility. There is no impossibility. Nothing is impossible with God. And if you are determined, you must be determined in your heart. You must be determined in your heart that no, I will overcome this.
Okay. Go ahead.
And you must move and forge ahead and thrive in order to succeed in this society. Don't sit down even if your parents did not take you to school, please look for someone that will help you, start helping you, you know, to learn something. Even if you don't have the hands, we have people without the hands that are using their